2005, 2009, I made a commitment that this is going to be my career. And when I started, I made one commitment. My minimum is 7 presentations a week and bad sound. Okay, thank you. So, 7 a week was the commitment. So I started doing that. Then first month I made $40. I did 7 every week. 7. Second month, $100. And 2 months in, 3 months in, I had a training about taprooting, driving lines. And the first people I had signed up the first 2 months, nobody did anything. What changed everything was the concept I'm going to talk about. And I know many people here have not done that. I know Stückler and that group, they started during the pandemic, right? So they couldn't drive it the same way. But every concept I talk about here now, you can do online as well. Because if you're good at this, you can build yourself to global president, and after the first 20 people you sponsor, you never have to sponsor anybody again. If you put the time in the right activity. So when we look at the whole concept of taprooting and driving lines, I'm going to share stories, examples as well, because I built over 30,000 people team in my first company. I was there 5.5 years, I resigned, I left, still making good money. I built 2 positions even to high rank. Once I mastered this concept of driving the lines, it became so easy. And yesterday I talked about the entrepreneur, they have to chase the calendar. They call it the chase activity. They create activity by chasing and forcing their own calendar every day. And your goal, business, as we said yesterday, right? Business is about how many quality conversations you're having every day. I don't sit there and reach out to 50 to 100 people, and I will never do that. My job is to be in conversations every day. Then of course, if you do that open conversation online, maybe do 30 to 50 a day, because you can do that in the morning, and I will not take daytime for that. I will be in meetings, talking to people. You know, the path of least resistance is talking to a warm list of people you start. Cold prospects, you have to work 100 times harder. Stückler started the pandemic. After half a year, he was not even active silver after 6 months. How many have you talked to? 400 for 6 months. 400 people. Prospect insert. 400 people, 400 people later, not even active silver. So if you don't do this, you'll see. Maybe you hit platinum or something, then 2 months later you struggle to be active gold. So look at the challenge many have. It's like, of course, knowing who to invest your time in. Once you have a group, it's always hard. But also, how to attract new partners. Have a constant flow of new partners coming into your business. And then, of course, always having enough meetings booked is a big issue for a lot of people. So when it comes to taproot line before I share stories, the purpose of it, and the purpose is to find people through your people's whole market. Why? Because it's the path of least resistance. So when if I'm going to start Matthias Philip today, my only job, he doesn't have to sit and watch 15 videos. I will do a one-page, I say, one get started video, let's meet, book meetings. Of course, in a one-page we have what's your goal, let's create a plan, and then we focus on income-producing activity. But the teams I've seen grow the quickest, they didn't even have a system. Because they just focused on taprooting, building and driving lines. I was not planning to do this, but I saw an email Fraser Brooks went out the other day, and I thought it was very interesting, because he sat with a top earner in the industry, and this was his email. I'm not saying don't have a system. We have a system, so don't get me wrong. I just mean between them watching 10 videos versus just booking 10 meetings. The person who will do 10 meetings will crush the other because that creates a culture. Everybody can go do that if you did it with that person. But this is the email Fraser sent out a couple of days ago, Thursday. Funny because I normally don't read these emails, but it said she makes $600,000 without a system. I was curious then. Caught my attention. I'm like, okay, what is this? This is the email. He wrote, I was hanging out with my inner circle clients earlier this week, and I shared a story with them that I just had to share with you too. See, I was chatting with a leader recently who's an absolute powerhouse. She's earning $600,000 a year and has built a team of over 10,000 people. By any metric in our industry, she's made it. Yet, during our conversation, she looked at me with total sincerity and said, Fraser, I feel like I'm holding my team back. I'm just not techie. I don't have a system. I'm worried I can't scale. I nearly fell off my chair. I said, you're making high six figures a year with 10,000 people, and you think that you don't have a system? She thought that because she didn't have the fancy funnels, the complex automations, or the AI integrations, she was failing her team. She convinced herself that she was behind the curve. But that's a trap. The truth is, she has one of the best systems on the planet. Why? Because it's duplicatable. Is she using high-level tech that require a degree in coding to set up? How many of those 10,000 people could actually copy her? 5? Maybe 10? Instead, she built her empire on conversations and basics that anyone could copy.
Wow.
And he writes, this reminds me of Amway. For decades, they were the biggest in the game. Do you know what their system was? It wasn't a web page, it wasn't an app, it was a single piece of A4 paper.
Yeah.
You got the paper, you filled in the circles, you tracked your activity, and you talked to the rep to do exactly the same. That piece of paper changed more lives than almost any complex software ever has. So if you're sitting there today feeling overwhelmed, you aren't a tech wizard, or you feel like your business is too manual, take a breath. You don't need complex systems to have a working system. You just need something repeatable. If you can write it down, and if the newest person or team can understand it in 5 minutes, you're winning. Don't let the flashiness of the internet fool you. Sometimes the boring basics are exactly what you need to hit your next rank. Keep it simple. And it's so true. It's so true. The teams are winning. They are having the most conversations.
Yeah.
If you look at Daniela, she has a lot of conversations. A lot of conversations. So if you look at Daniela's and Schlüter's group, they are one of the family fastest growing the last 2.5 years, 3 years. If you look at their people, their army of people, if you see how many meetings and closings they're in every day, especially the night they run, I can tell you, it's probably 5 times more than number 2 group in our Mono family. So if you're thinking, how Schlüter is pressed, at the end of the day, it's how many people in the team are having those conversations. I mean, Schlüter did 16-hour days to get to where I was until last year when he said, yes, they slowed down a little bit, they got the baby, and before that, he was doing those 15, 16-hour days. How much did you make last year?
460.
So almost 500K, and it was your 4th full year, right? 4th full year. So it was 5 years in, it was 4th full year. And almost 500K. Almost 500K. And then for the year, his business was growing so quick, he made $90,000 in November. A lot of people having conversations. It's not because they have good videos, they have that, but that's not why they're winning. Because you can have the best system in the world. They could have the same system, but if they did a third of the meetings, the growth would be the same. So when I implemented this, I understood that my job, this is what my first mentors told me. It was the guy who helped Jens. Just so you know, Jens was up yesterday. He was an ambassador position in Cincino for years in the company. Jens Seger totally crushed it in that company. And his mentor said one thing. My job is just to get to the people on your list before you quit. Your job is just to get to the people's best contacts before they give up. With that mentality, what do? You come with different urgency. Philip starts today, let's create the list. We're talking about the list. Who did you go to school with? Who was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And who was schoolmates? Hey, when you played, if you played a sport, hey, who was in your football team? So after a couple of months, I started just focusing on all I need to do is get into meetings every day. I call everybody. I call my own teachers in school. I even found a number to my teacher for sports when I was 7 to 12. I just remember he had great energy, Don, because he was a tennis coach as well. I looked him up, I found him, called him. So I expanded within health and business and blah, blah, blah. He met me. I did a presentation. The posture of invitation is the key. Remember, it's more important how you feel about what you say than what you actually say. You're too focused. This is what I hear often. When I give my script to somebody, this is how I invite. My way is very effective if you're comfortable with the invitation. Any invitation is good if you sound confident and have energy when you invite. I mean, if I look at the biggest, fastest growing, my first company, they just call their friends and say, hey, you want to make more money? Yes, good, we need to meet. But they had excitement. And then they brought 20, 30 in the house, their home presentation, they smacked them up with energy and dreams and vision, and people joined. And they created a movement of hundreds of thousands of young people in the US by that invitation. So often, in a Wellmondo, we have a full PDF, how I recommend to invite, and there's my script exactly. In Wellmondo Global, go to Fire's invitation, and at the bottom you can see my invitation. But you know what's going to happen if you use my invitation? If I didn't say this, you would come back after 2 days. Marco, that invitation doesn't feel like me. Yeah, but first time I sat on a bicycle, it does feel like you. Nothing is you until you did it many times. Nothing is comfortable until you did it many times. So at the end of the day, leaders identify themselves. I tell them to take action, you're going to take action. But you need to be a person who can tell them to take the right steps. And the right steps are always booking meetings. I don't know, how many in here have read the book Beach Money?
Oh, yes. I love it.
Jordan Adams, a good friend of mine.
I love it.
And me and Richie, this is 13 years ago, we sat with Jordan on a cruise in his suite, and he talked to his system. This guy passed $1 million a year like 2 decades ago. He's been there for 2 decades straight. And I asked him, what do you think is your secret? And he said, simplicity. He said, you know, most people, because once they go up a level, they think they need to, I'm going to do extra trainings, this, extra that, and they kill duplication. And he said, this is words, remember, Richie? If a 7-year-old cannot learn it fast, it's too complicated. ABC, action, ABC, action, ABC, action, ABC, action. So the whole purpose of tap looping is what? It's having quicker growth. It's having a simple system. Just the interaction, teach them how to invite, tell them you're gonna mess up. So when I drive a line, I start with this Philip now. The first thing I'm saying, I have a 1-pager. I printed it in a hotel, in a reception. Just print this, I said it. Online, I just share the screen. 1-pager, simple steps. What do you want out of this? Great. What's your goal? Let's read in your calendar today. Tell me when is work time, when is sacred family time, when is ping pong time. Let's block out that. Good. Let's look outside of that. I want you to make a commitment to this business, Matthias. I was sitting and say, so it's so simple like you. And this is something that will change everything as well. Just having some time management it is. Because sometimes you start somebody, and what do they say after 2-3 weeks? They think like, this is too overwhelming. It takes too much time on them, or they'll misfocus. But if I tell them directly from the start, remember, in relationships, in everything, expectations up front. But remember, key, I never tell him to do anything before he said what he wants. You can't tell anybody anything what they should do before he has said, this is my goal. If he says, I want to put 10K a month in a few years, great. Here's what I need you to do then. It's always, here's what I need you to do then. So you can help you get there. The whole psychology, nobody wants a boss. The whole psychology is, you said you want this, here's what I need you to do then. Let's book in the calendar. I want you to book this like it's your job. Because at the job, if you're at your job 9 to 5 and a friend goes, hey, I mean, Klagenfurt tomorrow, shall we meet? And you live in Klagenfurt, you're like, if you're at your job, you would just say, Jürgen, I can't, I'm working. Or what do we often do when we should build a business? Maria, you haven't seen for 6 months, calls you, let's meet up in town tomorrow. Okay, let's meet. But then it was your time for the business. So I'm going to direct the expectation up front. No matter if it's 3 hours a week, 10 hours, let's together now, say a minimum, and I'll hold you accountable to it. And I'll give you the steps, we do the steps together. So the key is this. I'm his shield. I'll invite with him on a Zoom. What do? You put on a screen, you switch off the screen, have him invite somebody. Psychology, take away the pressure. I've given you enough small details, I'll change it again. Take away the pressure from him. If he's going to call warm list, I take away the pressure. I say, Matthias, these people we're going to call now, we say he has Benjamin. I have this guy, Benjamin, we talk about this. I have this guy, Benjamin, he's a very ambitious guy, he talked about starting a business. Great, okay, let's put him here. This was the top 10, this was the easiest. The top 10 we wait with. Who's the easiest, who's the closest? And we educate them. I tell him, here's the take away the pressure. Matthias, the first conversations you're going to have, you're going to mess them up. Because whatever you knew, you're so bad, you're uncomfortable, you're probably going to sound insecure, you're going to, when they ask something, I messed up the first 7 calls. Every person I know was interested because of me. So, I take away the pressure there, you're going to be bad. But here's the next way to take away the pressure. 1, tell them they will be bad. Second thing, that calms them down. If we booked a couple of meetings. Hey, these 3 meetings, these presentations we have enough for your contacts, it doesn't matter if they're interested or not. I am there to educate you. This is education for you. We don't even need these people because we're building this together long term. Once you're good at this, we're going to win big. But the first 10 times, you're not going to be good. I was a disaster. I burned every contact I had. My first 5 presentations, nobody was interested. That's how bad I was. And look at the results today. So I started being useless, actually. And you know what? Whatever you do that's new, it's so uncomfortable. And that's why you're going to sound strange in the beginning. So the first invitation, this is kind of a script, but let's put your twist in it. I want you, first 2 invitations, I want you to talk to your friends like you talk to your friends. Don't call them sound strange. But still, talk about you're excited about some business, whatever kind of thing there, if it's the business partner list. And here's the next key for invitation. I want you to promote me. So promote your sponsor. Matthias' friends, when he was a Polizei, if he called Stüttler and they were friends for 10 years, he knows if he's inviting for a business, he's like, this is strange. Wait a second. You business, what do you know? You're Polizei. It's psychology, right? So you have to overcome that psychology when you're going to drive the lines quick. And how do you overcome that psychology? Use me. I'm a stranger, you know? It's psychology, you know? The guy from out of town with a briefcase, I was the expert, right? So it's like, hey, man, Michel, whatever you want to use there, what I would say is like, hey, Michel, a partner with a very successful entrepreneur, his name is Marco, you will like him. We're expanding a business. We're going to franchise our e-commerce business here in Austria right now. He's in Germany, Austria. In Austria right now, in the Vienna area. We're looking for the right people. I thought about you because you always been an entrepreneur. You have some online businesses. Also, because we have a unique health technology. You're into health. You're into business. I told Marco about you. Keep what I say next. Marco is willing to talk to you because I said you're the right person we're looking for. So if you're open for new opportunities, let's have a chat with this entrepreneur. Because you won't trust him if you didn't do business, so you have to overcome that psychology. Invitation becomes much easier. You have zero credibility in the beginning, but if you point to somebody, make him curious, share his story. Hey, if I was coming from the same background, Rich was a motocross driver, if I would say, I'm working with Chris here, he's a former motocross driver just like you, and you know what, he started a business and now blah, 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 blah. It's all psychology. When you win that psychology, you stop overthinking and it becomes easier. So this is the first hurdle for driving lines. It's to get him committed to a certain level is one. Two is helping overcome the first obstacles. And too often you let them home, you let them text strangers online, that takes thousands of messages to even, it's going to take them thousands of conversations to even do the fast parts. Why do you put yourself through so much pain? And it's more fun to me discussing his neighbor and this, that, and people he like. Because if I like him, it's nice to meet people he knows. And if he's a good person, you'll probably know good people. Then, of course, depending what you did before, the resistance vary. If you just came out of jail, be a drug addict, came out of jail last week, it's going to be a little tougher, of course. But I'm preparing on that. Because of your background, people won't take you serious the first 6 months. But also, psychology. Hey, many of the people say no now, they will take, because many of your friends will think like, Mike, tried 5 businesses, he's going to do this 3 months, ends up. So we're going to go back to him in 1 year. And you know what? Many people are not willing to listen now. When you come back 1 year from now, they're going to be willing to listen because they're, okay, he's serious about this thing. Now I'm sharing how I have a conversation when driving these lines. What's the whole purpose of me being able to driving a line? Getting him to put me in front of contacts. That's your job. That's what entrepreneurs do. We create and I force the calendar in a natural way. I can be in conversations. I can take 5 of you right now. If I drive you, we will build an empire if we focus together and do this and we only focus on this for the next 12 months. You could easily have 500 people yourself in this room. And this is how we drove the lines. So how did Richie come to my business? I sponsored a guy, just so you know how it goes, if you're out and about. I played football in 2nd division. There was a guy, I didn't even know him. He played for under 21s, a couple years earlier. Just seeing him there sometimes. Maybe said hi sometimes. Then I work at a newspaper in Sweden, and I go for lunch one day, this guy comes up. Hey Marco, how are you doing? Talk like we were knowing each other all life. I worked in Malmo, 45 minutes away is Helsingborg. So he was in Helsingborg, I was working in Malmo, he was living there. So he walks up. Hey Marco, how are you doing? I filmed him and sent it to Andrea. Hello Andrea, I'm talking about you. You remember, huh? Gustav Adolf Lund. He walks up, Andrea walks up to me. Hey Marco, how are you doing? We had said hi, football, something in the past. And he's like, what are you doing? No, I work here for a newspaper, I'm here for lunch. What are you doing here? Yeah, I live in Malmo now. My girlfriend is working here in this restaurant. Ah, nice. What do you do? I'm opening a health store with supplements. I'm opening a hälsokostbutik for the Swedish people. A health store with supplements. Are you okay? You know what? I'm expanding a business right now with unique health products. So I adjust it to the person, right? The invitation. He's open health store, I'm launching with unique health products. We need to grab a coffee. If you're ambitious and hungry, go for opportunities, let's meet for coffee and talk business. Clear up front. No sneaky. Let's meet for coffee, and then you try to sneak in the back way.
Yeah, right.
No thanks. Let's meet for big, they know. Expectations up front. Now I'm giving you nitty-gritty stuff. If you take notes on this, will change your life. This is what set me free. This conversation, I'm giving you details here. You don't hear in trainings often.
Thank you.
And you're welcome. Thank you. So I met Andrea. At this point, I'm 2 months in. I had signed up Patrick and Sylvester, did nothing. I get Andre going, we went for coffee, the presentation, he signed up. Not directly, because what did I do? Bam, fam, bam, fam, bam, fam. After the first presentation, if I like you, I'm not letting you out of here before we have set the next appointment. You're going nowhere. That's how I think I'll say it. Don't write that down, I'm gonna tell you you're going nowhere. No, I don't say it. I don't say that.
No.
But I think that, oh, Mike, I like Mike. I'm going to play an Android Mike. Like Kelly. Richie shared a story. She popped up in some way on Insta through Frasier or something. And I had done a team call because I don't prospect on Instagram often, almost never. But I was going to talk on team call how you prospect on Instagram. But I showed even live going, so I had to do it. So I have to prospect somebody. Because I cannot talk about it if I don't do it, and I'm a hypocrite. I cannot go on stage and talk about stuff like that. I'm not that person. I don't mean I'll do the show. I'm not that person. I don't do the Sylvester Stallone style here. So I texted her. There was a picture of her and her husband top 100 in that company. I'm like, oh, they look like a shop couple there. She looks sharp, good content. Reached out, open conversation. Open conversation. Then I signed up another woman from the US, and I asked that woman, do you know Kelly? This one. Yeah, she's amazing and blah, 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 blah. Okay. Let's meet for Zoom. Remember, no pressure on a recruiter. She seems sharp. I hear she's a great person. Somebody I need to talk to. So let's connect. Let's have a Zoom. We had a 90-minute. I think 2 something. It was over 2 hours. Kelly talks a lot, so you know. And I asked a lot of questions because I was curious, because I heard great things about her, so I want to know.
And I felt myself really comfortable with you, so I opened up.
She opened up. She felt comfortable, opened up. Because I just asked questions. I was just genuinely interested. I want to get to know the person. And then from there, let's see if it ever turns out that we work together or not, it doesn't matter. I like meeting nice people. And I felt after that Zoom, she's going nowhere. She's going to be part of one Wonder family, no doubt about it. I felt after one Zoom. So the hook was in. Nope. Well, with the heavy fish there. Take the hook out, go for a walk. Then what I do, like a cobra, I know, in the grass, but in a nice way. More like, I'm going to work with her. 2 months later or something, or... So what I was trying to do, I tried to think about something we talked about. to have a chance to open a conversation again. So maybe I don't remember the details, but what I normally do is like, hey, how's that going? You talked about that goal for a year, or your kids was this, so I tried to find something. Dave Ives was the same thing. We met in my second company, Crossline. I flew with the owner to Leeds. You picked us up. It was you, right? Picked us up, we drove there, he did an event there. I was not even in the company that day, I was there to look, I was there with the owner. And Nick and me we came in from London, we came into Leeds, they did the event. So they were a short guy. Then we kind of just chatted quick. I mean, I heard you talk, of course, with Nick and stuff, because I was next to Nick, heard all the conversation. Directly I thought, this is a good guy. But the common denominator, Kelly and Dave, is that there's heart. That's what I look for. You know, Eric always talks about hungry, coachable, and willing to work. I always add one more thing. Value compatible. Those 3 for me is not enough. Value compatible, number 4. If I had to add a 5, it's potential. Dave took me 3 years of follow-up. This works in every area of my life. Of your life, if you're good at this, you get what you want in everything, almost. My wife, same thing. 2013. It's funny because I talked to my friends. I've been hanging out with Patrick since we were 10 years old. And he's like, you will never find a woman, you're too picky, you always find fault with her, if you're dating somebody after 2 dates, it's like you're always complaining, they had too big ring finger, or too big neck, or the shoe was pointed little right that annoyed you or something. He's like, you're never gonna find anybody. You're too picky, and you don't think anybody's beautiful as well. And then like 2 days later, I'm at a tennis tournament in Sweden, and I'm like, I see her, I'm like, wow. What's happening here, huh? No, I didn't even walk up to her. I guess I'm confident now. 2013, no chance I would have a girl should walk up like that. No chance. So I thought, and the good thing was, I knew little who he was because in my company for tattooing, I signed up the same guy, Andrea. Andrea, I got him to create the list, invite everybody. I sat like a hawk on him for a week. Let's invite. Let's invite next. He signed up a guy. We signed up an 18-year-old guy who went to school with Philippa. I asked him, how is she? Fantastic person, blah, 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 blah. I need to get in contact with her. So I go on Facebook. Hey, Philippa, I normally don't do this. She still makes fun of that comment, which was true. I normally don't do this, but open conversation. We start writing books. Boom, 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 boom. I was 30, she was 22. Books. Then I said, let's meet for coffee. Stop responding. I'll share it because you can use this in your business. Stop responding. I'm like, I wait a couple of days, a week, maybe 6 days, I don't remember. I need to open conversation again. Let's look at the conversations above if I can find something. And she had something with the school, something. She was studying in London, she was going to Sweden for summer. It was something I found that I could use against her. Hey, Philippa, you said you were going there with some friends these days. How did that go? She answers. I'm in the game again. Back and forth. I'm like, she's also interested. What is it about to take a walk? Stop her. Waiting, maybe 5-6 days. I need to get back on the horse here again. How do I find my way? Let's look at conversation, something. I open with something, I don't remember the detail exactly. So back and forth. Then I'm back. Third time's the charm. Philippa, 3 options. We meet for lunch here in Helsingborg. 2, we fly to Rome for lunch. 3, cancelled because of bad weather. She don't respond. But cancelled because of bad weather was an opening. I wait a couple of days and go back. Typical Swedish summers, this rain era. I'm back in the game. Then it's probably Wednesday, Thursday, she's going back to London on a Sunday. I have a friend, her mother's here, they live in, we said yesterday, right? I was the worst part, they're living in the best part of that city. And I had a friend that lived just at water in front of them. They were a tennis wagon. And I thought, I need to throw out the aces here, like I go all in. I had a king 5, but I'm going all in here. So I said, and I was, on a Friday, I was going to dinner at my dad's place. But I wrote, hey, on Friday, I'm visiting my friend, it's on one street, it's in the same neighborhood as you, and what do you say we just take a short walk? No response. Friday comes, I'm at my father's place. Hey, yes, I could meet you quick at this time, I have 10 minutes. And that is when I go to my dad, so I'm eating quick, I said, Dad, I have to leave that time, this, that. I drive in that street, 10 minutes became 90-minute walk. 90-minute walk. I'm 30, I worked on myself for a decade. You know what I did to find love? I wrote down what I want to find in a woman. What values I decided. You know what's the most important thing? I wrote down, who do I need to be to attract a woman like that?
Right.
That was the key. Same in business. What's your ideal partner? Who do you need to be to attract that kind of partner? We had to walk, and because I was so clear what I wanted, she just check, check, check. It was like she had read my manual. I was in love. This is 2013, August. She goes back to London, text back and forth. I thought, I need to meet her. You know what I did? Text her, hey, I'm in London, it's probably beginning of this week. I said, next week I'm in London for meetings, Monday, Tuesday. I had no meetings booked there, she didn't know that. I'm in London next Monday, Tuesday for meetings. Are you free any of those evenings? Maybe we could have a dinner or meet up for a drink or something. She said, okay, we can go to dinner. I booked the flight, the hotel. Flew in the afternoon, went for dinner, and I flew out the day after. We spent 8 hours together. We went to a restaurant in London called Senior Sassy. When we left the restaurant, I remember, she even took my arm like this. She even joined me to the hotel. We even went to my room, not even a kiss, nothing. Just talking. I played some Celine Dion, tried to charm her. Problem was, she liked the gangster stuff. R&B and all of that. And nothing happened. No kiss, nothing. I leave. I need to meet her again. A couple days later, hey, I'm in London next week again. I'm free in the evening. She said yes. We went to a restaurant called Rocca. Went to Rocca. And I thought, okay, this is going well. Back to the hotel, listening to Celine Dion stuff, and nothing happened. And then she wrote a note in my, I have this notebook. And she wrote something like, hey, it was very nice to see you again. And I have to be honest, Celine Dion is kind of cozy. We had Hendrix gin and tonic, not even a kiss, nothing. After that, I leave. We Skyped and we just talked for hours every night. We just clicked. But she was the last year at the demanding school in London, so because we clicked, she was losing focus. She just told me, November 13. Marco, I'm losing focus at school. I don't want us to talk anymore. I thought the hook was in, out again, okay. November, she's not ready, okay. February, 3 months later, I'm in London. We're sitting down with Nick, with David. I'm in London, hey, I'm in London, we stay at this hotel, we say we'll meet up. You know, just bring it in, let's see. Put something good they like. Prospect about ask the right questions. I know I'm attracting you with what's for you. Sell solutions, not features, remember. So I put the right bait. I know what she likes now, I threw it in there. We met at STK, the hotel, the Me Hotel in London, Strand. Spent a couple of hours. I was in love. But with the question, I could see she was so locked in and focused on her school, I realized there's no chance then. I left that and I felt, this is February 14, I left that, I felt, no chance. Then I moved to Berlin, and 2014, I had a girlfriend there. And 2016, I'm going to end without a girlfriend. No, she's the wrong for me. She's German-French, that makes me imagine. Drama. And it's a joke with nationality. But you know French, right? Spanish stuff. You know, you go to Paris, talk to French. So I'm not angry with her. And now it's 2016. Philippa works at Google in Copenhagen. I was living partially in Hamburg. So I took my BMW 8 Series, driving 5 hours to Sweden there, where my family is. Passing Copenhagen. But now I'm thinking business. Now she's older, she's a master in marketing, she works at Google. Let's meet her and see if there's opening for business. And I was going to end this relationship, but I meet her at that place called Fiat, we had a glass of wine. After 5 minutes, I was melting. She was already inside that hall, right? So it's like, oh no. Then we went for a walk there, and listen to this. If it's meant to be, it will happen. Don't force things. Just take the right action, take the massive action, and the right things just fall in place. I left that evening with her and I told myself, because I was kind of in love still, it was something special. I told myself I'm never going to contact her again. 3 months later, I'm standing at the airport in Copenhagen. The lounge has stairs up. For some reason, I stopped there, and if you open my WhatsApp, back then as well, too many messages always. So if I'm slow on WhatsApp, look at my WhatsApp. Borrow it for one day. I'll do something here. Just open it before I walk up and eat, so I can kind of relax here, because I'm very busy, so lunch can come here. That's the stuff. And I'm thinking, I'm looking up, and over there, Filippa walks by.
Oh.
Filippa! How you doing? We went up to MASH, had a glass of wine. I was flying home to Marbella. I was living in Marbella, because this is now a month later. I'm in Marbella. She was flying to Finland for a Google event. And we went down, had a glass of wine, blah, 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 blah. And then I knew. Like I knew with Kelly in business, I knew with Filippa in life. The hook is in and she's not going anywhere. That's when I brought on the snake skin again, like the cobra, right? Just sleeping around in the grass, waiting for the right chance, attack at the right moment. 1 month later, I'm in Copenhagen, class drama stuff. I'm in Copenhagen next week anyway, what do I say we meet up? We met up. At this point, we never even had kissed. Meet her again. She was dating somebody, not the time. How's it going with a guy? It's probably September, October, December. I'm going to Thailand. Remember, Rich? We were in Hamburg. And you film, I can't share this with us maybe. I was still hanging with other one. And Richie was there. I told her it's over. I was going to Thailand. I told her it's over that night. It's over. I thought Richie wanted to go to Thailand. And then we did goal setting at Fidiazite in Hamburg. Nice hotel. And I called Philippe, I'm going to go to Thailand. Still seeing this guy. So, it's like half opening. I can ask. I'm prospecting. You have a no if you don't ask. You want? No? Okay. I lost nothing. January, March we meet. Fast forward to August 2017. Now she's not seeing a guy anymore. I'm single, she's single. I was moving to Barcelona with Javier. We got an apartment. I was flying in 11th of August, 2017 to get the key. And Javier was not there that weekend. Was I going to be there? Asked her, hey, I moved to Barcelona. What do you say about that? I'll book a flight for you, come in, let's have some dinner, stay the weekend. She said yes. She's landing evening because she worked that day. I land in Barcelona, empty apartment, I go, the furniture was there, but no flowers, wine, charcuterie board, this, that, I was running like a minute, people over the airport, and then came home, tried to charm her with some Celine Dion stuff. I hope you can take this to business, because every detail I did with her, I do with the prospects, except trying to find a man and kiss them. Otherwise, we understand the concept, but I mean, I do in the business, right? And that night, you want more details? Yeah. So we sit there, little vino, cava, little jamon, pata negra, but the nice stuff, good stuff. A little cheesy, but it's what it is. Put on the song. Celine Dion. Love doesn't ask why. And I stand up and I take her hand. We go here, we just to that song. And then faith played a role again. Because there's been many times Richie and me, when I was in Sweden summer, we drove to Copenhagen to pick her up. Richie was the driver. I had wine and ham and in the back seat. We have pictures. I'm sitting with Philippe in the back seat a couple months earlier. And I play that song with Eros Ramazzotti often, where he sings, Per me, per sempre. Per sempre means forever. And many times. I even borrowed Richie's car, picked her up a couple times, but not because I'm trying to charm her with Eros Ramazzotti singing for her. per sempre. And then, random playlist, I mean, my playlist, but you know, random order. We dance to Love Doesn't Ask Why. Then comes this, per me per sempre. And we kissed for the first time in our life. After all these dates, we never even kissed before. She's very greedy with the kisses. She was a hard rock, I can promise you. Harder than you, Dave, 3 years later. We should pay for it. That's what we never kissed me, Dave. But we slept together. I mean, we slept together. We slept in the same room. Okay, to be honest, I slept with Richie and Javier as well. We shared bed many times as well. So yeah, okay, please I share beds with many of the guys here. Only guys in business I share beds with. And I never kissed any of you, so.
Marco, we can.
We kissed, huh? Yeah, we share a room. We have separate beds. Benjamin tried to kiss me. I joke. Let's stay serious now, guys. What are you doing? Can you stay serious? We're taproot We're climbing the lines deep. So last part of that is second song comes, per me per sempre. We kiss for the first time. For the first time. 10 times. Kiss and we stop kissing and we hug. And exactly when we hug comes per me per sempre, which means for me forever. And she even sings it without knowing what it means. First kiss and she sings in my ear, for me forever. But she didn't know. And I'm like, which is recording this, but this was my reaction. She sings for me forever. I'm like, oh, you have no idea. And now she's my wife. That's exactly how I prospect. Take away the love part, the dancing, the love songs, but I mean the follow-up, that part of it. So, now I'm going to share why I moved to Berlin, why I built a big business in Germany with an 18-year-old. We built a big team, and I moved to Germany. And I lived in Florida. How did I find my leaders? Now I'll take you back, because many of you are early in your career. Or some of you are not even started tapping, working in one place, how it works. So I'm going to share a real example, how I built big in US and Germany. Just living in Sweden, and a couple years later, expanded. I signed up a guy. I actually started with a stranger again. Oliver. I went to a party, a French guy.
Yes!
Dimitri was named, was playing football in Denmark, he lived in Helsingborg, and we, a party, I was there, was this guy, Oliver, nice guy. Sales guy, charming, nice, cool. Talked to him a lot that evening, didn't know the guy, left it. Week after, walking in the city center, he passes by. Oliver, how are you doing? Nice to meet you last time. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, I have this ad there, like something for commercials, creating starting companies, some ad stuff. I'm like, so entrepreneurial. Hey, I'm expanding a business in Helsinki right now, looking for the right people. If you're open for opportunities, let's meet for a coffee and chat. We met for a coffee, he signed up. He signed up his best. So here's how it goes. Exactly how it goes. We pretend this row is done. I go to Oliver. He signs up. What do I do? What's your goal? What do you want out of it? It's great. How many hours a week a day? Let's put a minimum presentation. Great. Let's invite. This is how you invite. Let's role play a couple times. Bam, boom, boom. What will you tell me now? Pretend I'm the prospect. Bam, boom, boom. Smash, smash, smash. Here's how it goes. Who do you know? I know Andreas is my best friend. He plays for Helsingborg, was a professional football player. I know Andreas. Great. Let's meet Andreas. We meet Andreas. He signs up on the spot. Boom. We're going to build this. Here's the excitement to salespeople, me and Oliver. He signs up on the spot. Schmack. Who do you know? Let's try to keep people up because we're looking for the right people right now. Let's find the main five. Who could be the main fighter? Write the list. Who you think about the first 20, 30 names in your head? Boom, 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 boom. Who do you know? You know a guy, he plays football in another team. I know he's ambitious. Call him. No? Absolutely. Oliver, how do you invite Andreas? How do you invite you? Okay. How do you think you could invite him? Could you say the same thing? Yeah? Okay, good. Thanks a lot. What are you going to say when you call him? He called him. Met him. He signed up. But 2 days later, on the follow-up, he signed up. Who do you know? One in my team called Christopher. Alvengate, Richie. Call him. This is just a few days. Sign him up, sign him up, sign him up. Call him. And we had to call other people as well that he was signing up. We're meeting other people every day the first week. What do you think if that 3-4 parts the first week? It's all about me driving the behavior. Who do you know? The question is, who do you know? Who do you know that's ambitious? Who do you know that thing to have? Who do you know that I'm driving it? He calls next one. He calls this guy. This guy starts. They're 3 hours away from where me, Oliver, and Andreas lives, these guys. 3 hours away. Andreas, directly, we got them to book 6-7 presentations in one day. Andreas drove there 3 hours. He did it, him and Oliver drove there. I got them to do it with them because I know I did it already 7-8 times in 1 week with them. Second week, they're driving around 3 hours to meet 6-7 people. They sign up a couple of people. He comes back to me on his way home. Hey, they bring a prospect. He wants a captain, Marcus Simpson. He's a captain in the highest league. He's big, powerful guy. They said, we need you there. Could you come with us to the city next week or in a couple of days? Absolutely, I'm in. I did a sneak at my work, left at lunch to get there 3 hours later, so I had time. But I said, yeah, but if I'm driving 3 hours, you have to bring at least 5-6 good prospects. Again, okay, who's those 5-6 we're going to meet? Let's look at the list. Who's the 5-6? If we drive 3 hours, we need to see who they are. And when I'm driving 3 hours, and Mike brought 6 good prospects, I'm going to tell you as well, Mike, tell them. Important nuance. If you can't make it, I need to know 24 hours before, because I only have this guy in the city those few hours. We're expanding now. If you can make it, I need to know latest 24 hours before, because I'll give you a spot to somebody else. Because we're launching now. Urgency. Winning the psychology in this game becomes very easy. Who do you know? Boom. I meet Marcus. This is how now I'm sharing the story how I started building Germany and US. Changed my life. This is what I'm doing. Driving 3 hours to meet these football guys there. This guy calls a guy in the same city. He starts a hockey player without me. Now they're driving license. At this point, with this line, I have 3-4 people driving license for 3 weeks. Because I'm 100 days. A lot of action the first couple of, even if they're part-time, they can do 2-3 presentations in the evening, 5 days in a row. Boom, I have somebody in the car already. That's how I built a big business. I had an army of people. That's how Richie came in the same way. But this guy now, they're out there doing meetings, building the team. After a week, we have 20 people in the room, partners already in. Can you drive 3 hours and train them? I drove 3 hours. Smack them up there, left. Now I have many people out there driving lines. He signed up again, signed up a hockey player called Sebastian. I didn't know who Sebastian was. Sebastian calls me, he lives in Vimmerby. Have you heard about Astrid Lindgren? He belongs to hockey. That's where Astrid Lindgren is from. Famous for that. Stranger calls me. I never met Sebastian. Hey, my name is Sebastian. Is it Marco? Yeah. This is what it says. I heard that you can walk into a closet and stay there for a month, and when you come out, you're making more money than you're doing today. Yeah, probably. I want to build this big, and blah, blah, blah. But okay. He was hungry. So you're really hungry. Can you put 10 to 15 people? We meet the best ones individual and then put that group together. I'll come to see. It's a 3.5-hour drive or something. People be 4 hours for a drive? 4 hours probably. You can commit to put those, I'll come. I could hear it earlier, he was hungry, this guy. So hockey player in second division as well. I'll come. I drove there, we met a guy, and the guy signed up a guy, and the guy signed up a hockey player called Michael Smith. Richie knows him as well. He's a hockey player. Who do you know? We asked him. Yeah, I know the guy that cleans the ice in the hockey stadium. Let's talk to him. He called him. His name was Thomas. You meet Thomas? Thomas Sanson? Who's the best people? Because he didn't seem so ambitious, a little lower energy. If they seem lower energy, I would say, who's your best on the list? I'm going to start with the best before he quits, right? I want to get his best. Who's your best one? Yeah, I know this guy called Stefan. He pours products around the world with this, blah, 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 bracelet with energy and stuff. Great. Let's get him. He starts. Who do you know? Yeah, I know a great guy in the US. His name is Donovan. Let's talk to him. I met Donovan on Skype. That led to a big US business. And why I moved to Florida. I had my own room and everything in his house. So you understand the concept. How many here did I invite? Oh, now I'm hundreds of new people in this line. How many did I personally invite here? One, Oliver. And through this line, I'm in many meetings every day for many months to drive the line. That led to my US business. Same hockey player, prospected a German guy in Berlin. Michael tells me, hey, this young, hungry guy, he's seen this company. And the company was this, Richie Fabiano. Why is this here unopened, Richie? It's my last one, you thief. It's my last one. I have to pay $350 to ship them from US to my team there. I love this stuff. This is what was driving the line. And the something of this company. So now this 18-year-old guy has studied in Germany, in the US for a year, met that guy called Adam was making like $10,000, $50,000 a month with this. So this German wants to start. So I do a couple of Zooms with this German, and I say, if you hit this target, if you invite, I said a crazy number, because me go to Berlin with an 18-year-old, if you do this and this, and I gave him very high targets. He did it in like 10 days. I'm like, I guess Berlin, here we come. I flew to Berlin, but when I flew there, I forced him to book a lot of meetings, taught him how to invite, taught him how to promote me, and taught him to tell them with urgency. If you can't make it, I need to do it 24 hours before. Flew to Berlin, we met a couple of people, did a home presentations. His mother was there, she was skeptical, he was 18 now. So I said, get your mama in the house, I'm coming home, mama. Met his mother and a couple of other close friends there, and just very defensive. Yeah, so I understand you were your 18-year-old starting a business here. So again here, if the 18-year-old he was a special guy, huh?
Yep.
Super sharp, deep thinker, seemed way over his age. So I thought, I like this guy, I really sort of like him. But I know 18-year-old, his mama needs to be neutral. Another key. If you sign up somebody, a good prospect, like Kelly, I want to talk to Peter as well. Now that we're in the business, it's a little different. But we say I sign up Kelly, and I like Kelly, I see big potential, hungry, coachable, willing, value compatible, potential. And she has a husband at home. Take Margarita for me. You want different? The phone call, I said, Margarita. How are you? We pineapple. The German, Austria. So if you sign up Kelly, my whole thing as well, I'm very urgent about. I need to meet her husband as quick as possible. I need her husband to be at least neutral. If she goes home and every night creates friction problems there, it's going to be a problem. This is also when you go to an event and stuff. If their other is not there, I would never go to a nightclub or anything like that. They're leaving the family and you bring up to drink. What is that? I mean, you have to think about these things long term. You need to build a relationship with, as I bring him on Zoom. Yeah, but it's not interesting. It's okay. I want him to meet me. I want him to see what you're doing. Yeah, that's also a key point for you when you drive lines. Because, or else, if there's too much friction at home, it will take them too much energy to build this business. And they're going to go up and down, not be consistent, and too often they quit. In the beginning, I didn't do this, especially women, because for me, some people are dividers. Only female, but only men. No, I don't see a difference. We're all equal. Men, women, black, white, who cares? Seriously. We're all equal. And that's why I mean it's business. Man, woman, doesn't matter. You pay exactly the same as Jacob said yesterday. There's no discrimination. So for me, I look inside. And inside we all have DNA, we all have a bone structure, we all have a heart, soul. So I'm looking for values. You're a woman or man, who cares? Just want to serve people. That's my mindset, right? So when I started women again, I didn't think about this. So I was spending a lot of time with them, so I can educate them, drive nice quick, who do you know, boom, 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 action, another action. Working very hard. I'm locking arms the first week, you're not going anywhere. I'm going to be a sheep, you're falling, I'm catching you, let's go. There's some Tony Robbins pumping it out, and everything, and he's like, yeah, do that stuff. Many overcome because of that. I mean, that will change the game. So in the beginning, I lost a lot of my good female leaders because of a jealous man at home that felt like you spend so much time going to hotels with this man and this stranger, you go with a strange man to a hotel, driving 3 hours for an event in Leeds with these guys. So much. Also many female. It's not better normally. It's not like women are better. I lost so many good men as well because of this jealous woman at home. So it works both ways. Remember, same for women. Prospect a guy, meet the wife as well. Oh, those ladies, lions, I lost so good men because of she had the pants on at home. So, did I have a homemade concept? Okay? You understand the whole concept?
Yeah.
So when I find potential, digging for gold, when I'm digging for gold, I go wherever for that person. Javier. Somebody recommended Javier, and we met on a Zoom, and I'm in Marbella. We did a couple of Zooms, and Javier is an amazing human being. I felt like this, and at the time, 23, you know, I worked at the pizza, this little party, that, you know, with Danny, and it's not like, you know, it's felt this is business guys. It's like, okay, but I really like this guy. When he was hungry, coachable, willing, and great heart. I'm like, this is a guy. He became like a little brother for real, right? And I need to meet this guy. And he's like, yeah, I'm in Valencia next week there. He asked me, could you meet a couple of people for us in Valencia? It's 7-hour drive from Marbella. We clicked with some trainings, some coaching, some presentations for some contacts. I really like that. Like, yeah. Okay, I'll come. I drove 7 hours early morning to Valencia to meet Javier. We sat in a school library. I did presentations with contacts and that. What's my purpose of here? Do I care if his prospect is interested? Absolutely not. I'm there to, one, build a relationship. Secondly, educate him. He hears me 5-6 times a day, he's more confident. Now he learns out. The best learning is doing. He hears me. That's why he doesn't have to see trainings or videos. You lose time. That's what Mike did. He only needs to hear me training live with his prospects. Because now you're making money as he's learning. You can start earning as you're learning if you do this instead of go home, watch 20 videos. And because he hears how I have objection every time. He hears how I position it, and we talk about it. I teach him. You share your story now, your prospect will do. How and what? How is Josefina, why you want to do it, and what you want to quit. You will share that. Just keep it simple. That's why I keep how I what. How you saw it, why I decided to do it, why I want to quit. These are like the simple. Simplicity in everything. Driving us, I drove for 7 hours. Sat there for hours with them, I ate something quick, and I drove 7 hours home. I almost fell asleep driving. I had to stop. And I slept probably half an hour and then I kept driving. I was home at 4 a.m. or something like that. Are you willing to do that?
Yes. Yes.
But again, I liked him so much, and there was some work to do. I mean, he was a party guy, 23 years old, and this, that, and I never built the business. So I invested time in him, a lot of time. I went to Mallorca 11 times the first 13, 14 months. And between there, I flew to Marbella so many times, he, the executive, I celebrated him like he was the king of Spain. Booked a flight, he came to Marbella, he had a picture, he's sitting at a very nice place with a glass of champagne. Then Uriah was coming to Soto Grande near Marbella. I flew him again. Hey, Uriah is there, I get the executive, let's see. Fly you in, come, let's meet Uriah, the owner, because he was so hungry. But leaders will identify themselves But taking action. You tell them to do something, they do. Tell them to do, they take action. He took action. Messy action, but it was action. He was moving. Remember, if the car is rolling, you can change direction.
Yeah.
Can you change direction on a car that stands still? You can go turn that wheel how much you want. You will never do that. So now I gave you exact example how I did this, and we went deeper because of the love story that all of you forced me to share. But becoming a professional taprooter is, how do you attract leaders? They come on first, of course, but this is the language of professional. You hear people get excited. Oh, I signed up Lisa. She's going to be my next superstar. She's going to be amazing. I just said, we'll see. Let's have her book the first meeting now, and then we can see what she does. Yeah, but she's scared of doing that. Good. It's your job as a leader to get them to do. That's your job as a leader. I'm going to put you in a state that I'm going to get you to take action. If you're not good at changing the state of them, press play on an 8-minute amazing clip you like and whatever. So, this is it. If I think you're going to be good, you tell, hey, I think you could be amazing here. Who do you know? Hey, we're going to build this together. Who do you know? Let's book them now. But you sit hiding online and they wonder why you signed up 2 people 2 months ago, then they fall off a month after. People don't want to see them spam strangers. And at the end of the day, I don't like talking to people. If you're not comfortable, go do it 100 times. You want to change your life. You want to create a life that 1 out of 10,000 people can have. You have to be willing to do what 1 out of 10,000 people are willing to do, but you're hiding. Keep reaching out the line as well, but instead of doing it 4 hours a day, you can do it in your bunny slippers, in your with a towel around you, when everybody else is sleeping. Open 30 to 50. Max said yesterday when we talked, he thinks 30 maximum, but it's a sweet spot. You need to be in conversations. Quality conversations. Business is conversations. Eric Rohr always says that. Business is conversations. So the question is, how many quality presentations do you have per day? And result of taprooting, the popcorn effect. Have you ever seen the popcorn? How many here have made popcorn in the microwave? You put it in. I remember. I haven't done popcorn for probably 2 decades. But remember, 220 was the magic number for me. Popcorn, 2 minutes, 20 seconds. Put it in. What happens the first 40 seconds? Oh. Can you relate to the business, your first couple of presentations and stuff? Nothing. And then it starts to pop right a little. What happened when you heard the first drop if you stop the microwave? Huh? But if you stop the microwave, you hear one pop and you stop the microwave. What happens? So why did you stop? Why did you stop reaching out? Who do you know? Stop them now. Call him now. Chicho? Why Chicho? Is this perfect? Call him now. What do I say? I'll tell you what to say. I'll tell you, now, practice on me 3 times. Good, so good. Schmack him up. If you're new, you're going to mess this up, Mike. You're going to be so bad at this beginning. Whatever you'll be good at, you'll be willing to do it badly many times. I messed up every compliment in the beginning. Popcorn, start popping, but if the microwave is still on, once it starts popping, and a couple of pops, what happens? That's my back office right now. You know how I started? One commitment. 7-a-week minimum because I had a job. I left from 7 in the morning, come back 10 at night every day. I was busy 7 to 10 p.m. every day. James weekend, training weekend. No matter if you're busy from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m., if you want it bad enough, you will find a way. If not, you just find an excuse like most other average people. And average people can be amazing people. I don't care, but I'm talking average and results. Why do you say average people? Why do you even hang up on them? Seriously, stop being average. Stop winning. Live up to potential. Everybody's not living up to their potential, they're losing your life. So anchoring, deep roots. You want to go 6, 7, 8 levels deep. Like I shared the story, right? Oliver, who called Andreas, who called the guy, who called Christopher. So last story, Richie Rich came into my business. I signed up this Andre guy that I hardly knew. I met at the coffee with Malmo. He signs up. I got this Andre, and this guy, he was 22. Also, you know, I mean, but he was hungry, coachable, and willing. I was all over this guy with a list, with invitation, call everybody. He called one after one after one after one and put me in front of everybody. He had a new neighbor. The woman was entrepreneurial. Her husband was an engineer. He's like, I really like her energy. She did a kiosk. He reached out for that cash flow quadrant course in mind, blah, blah, blah. Call her, talk to her, book her in. Okay, go knock the door. Go talk to her, say what's better, look at that. And then I share what he wanted to say and where he followed her. He would knock the door, talk to her, and book a meeting. We come in. She's there. The engineer, you know engineers terms, so you know this kind of people, right? And we start talking to her, and this engineer is laid back, not the most welcome. Talk to her most, and of course, again, husband, I want to get fixed, who's going to build this? We need to connect with him as well, right? So I'm talking to him back and forth. 2 minutes in, I know what this pyramid scheme is all about. I'm like, Martin, I never say, no, it's not, blah, blah, blah. Never tell them they're wrong, psychology. Don't tell them they're wrong, because directly when you tell someone is wrong, walls up. You just lost the game. I said, an extra friendly. We're way back up, like, we're leaning back. I'm like, Martin, when you say a pyramid scheme, what do you mean exactly? And he's like, yeah, people at the top make all the money. Okay. Which companies do you work for? He said it, I was like, it's the people at the top or the bottom that makes most money there, or IKEA, founder, Kamprad, became a billionaire, cashier, piece of wood, catching money to the top. Is that what you mean? It's different. I said, yeah, probably it is. I mean, you're an engineer, you're highly educated, you have a great job, and you're not facts-wise, Martin. Do you know what a pyramid scheme is? I mean, fact-wise? No, explain. Just explain, you know, recruiting, getting money, no product, service, that's value, almost collapse, when recruiting stops because nobody customers, blah. Okay. It's a presentation. And of course, the engineer, he has question after question after question, but he sounds more protective first. And then at the end, there's a Martin there, to both, because she was not interested. She was not interested at all. Cecilia, you remember? Not interested at all. But he started asking questions. 5,000 engineer questions later, I'm leaving, and always like, what do you think is the next step from here, Martin? What do you need to know? What do you need to know next? Yeah, I need to read and need more information. Great. What is it you feel you need more information about? Is it more the business? Is it product? Both. Okay, good. Do you have any specific thoughts right now that I can answer what we see anyway? I'll send you all the material, yeah. And this is how I look at the follow me. Okay, Martin, if I send you some information now, when is a good time tomorrow for me to call you? Just so I can answer all your questions and thoughts. Because you just saw it the first time, you know, it's going to be a lot of question marks and stuff, of course. I called him the day after. Totally unexpected. Martin, are you doing that? Any specific questions? No. What do you say? Should we do this? Yeah. Okay, you get started. And then the same guy who led to Martin led to Richie through. He signed up a guy called Rickard as well. Rickard called that guy. I'm driving now this guy because this guy opened the door, I dived in. Because he didn't drive the line. If you don't drive the line, you're just wasting time. So I drive the line. Rickard, this Balkan guy here, I don't remember his name, I don't remember his face. Balkan guy. He was very, and then this guy here called that guy. So my job's what? I'm just going to get Jebiga's contact list before he quits. Jebiga's going to go off soon, I know it. He called a guy who called Jack. Now he probably lines up because it's a serial on the line. He enrolled Rickard, enrolled this guy. Second, third, fourth, 5, 6, 7 lines down. Jack comes in, calls a guy called Tobias. Tobias calls Richie. we're like 10 lines down. My US like 11 levels down in the same Roman line. That's how you smack up the lines. So I'm talking theory. I did this over and over and over. That's why I built 4 companies. I left 3 companies because I didn't believe in them. Still making good money. Just walked away. Because I'm willing to have the conversations and I'm good at them. That's why I can smack this up too easy. Because the skills, your mindset, it doesn't matter. You can rebuild and rebuild and rebuild. And now I have a home here. So we never have to rebuild again. This Cinzino thing that you're sometimes dipping your toe a little left, a little right, and it's worth just diving with both feet. Schmack. Why not? Why not? Why not? Like Maria says, right? President, why not? Might as well see how far you can take this. So, God that gets 3 to 5 runners, creates new energy, new stories cures old problems. New people cure old problems. And then decide if you're minimum number leaving here. Last thing I want you to write down is who is those 3-4 people in your team right now that you could reach out to and say, what is it? Listen, let's drive this life. Do you want to take this to a higher level? Yes, good. Bring your goal, bring your list, let's go. You meet them, what do you want to create? Let's make a new goal here. Let's make a new plan, and let's start reaching out right now. Let's drive those lines. And it can go very quick. I mean, what we've seen over the years, especially in our companies, it's mind-blowing. So, thank you very much. I'm 10 minutes over, but I hope it was worth it.